Proctor, how you doing today? Today, we're going to talk about freedom. That's why you got into real estate in the first place, right? That's why we don't have jobs. We get into real estate because we want to make more money. We want to have more time off, which equates to freedom. Unfortunately, for most real estate agents, even for the few that are successful, they end up sacrificing their entire lifestyle for their business. And I can relate to that because that's what happened to me early in my career because I didn't know any better. So we're going to talk about how to create a seven-figure business that eventually will run by itself. We're going to talk about how to get this started. Even if you're a solo agent, I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to talk about what I did in the beginning, the mistakes I made, sort of where my head was at, and how I progressed and how I was able to slowly scale my business up and replace myself with other people. And as many of you know, by the third year of having my real estate license, I was named the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world for commissions earned. And I was able to do that for about 15 years in a row. In fact, at one point during my career, I wasn't even in the country for 3 years. I lived in Florida, and my business was operating back in Toronto, and I was selling 500 homes a year. I'm the #1 agent in the country, and I'm not even in the country. So that's just proof how well having these systems in place can make your business grow without you being involved every single day. But let's start in the beginning. Many of you watching this right now, that might seem far-fetched, or it might seem unattainable. So let's go back to how I started with this. I got into real estate, first of all, by mistake. The only reason I got into real estate was my father was a real estate agent. In fact, my dad told me not to do it. Even my own father didn't think I would succeed. See, I dropped out of college, I dropped out of university, and kind of got into real estate by default, like I imagine many of you did. So when I got into real estate, I made the same mistake many of us make. I looked around at what all the other real estate agents were doing, which was cold calling, door knocking, chasing FSBOs and expireds, and that's basically what I did. And I worked really hard because I didn't want my, father to be proven right that I had made a mistake getting into the business. And I get it. I mean, I really never stuck with things before I got into real estate, but I liked it. I really enjoyed real estate. Where I started to really have some success was I started looking at businesses outside of real estate. And I realized that other professionals didn't operate the way real estate agents operated. Like if you take a look at the way your lawyer operates, they don't work by themselves. Or a professional accountant, they don't work by themselves. A doctor, I started to realize that professions outside of real estate worked quite differently. Plus, they weren't cold calling and door knocking and chasing prospects. So the first thing that I had to do was get my head on right. I had realized that all of these experiences that I had growing up and going to school and basically failing at a lot of things, and all the crap they taught me in real estate school, and all the stuff that I saw the other real estate agents at the office doing, that had an influence on me. And the same thing for all of you. We call this a paradigm. A paradigm, that's really other people's habits. So don't underestimate how influenced we are by what other people do and what other people think. Think about this. The way you were raised by your family, all your experiences you've had in your life through elementary school and high school and college, and all the jobs you've had, and all the crap they taught you when you got into real estate school, and what you've observed the other agents doing, it has an impact on you. For example, like if we go to another country and they say to you, hey, would you like to try this food? You might say, no, I don't want it. And they would say, why? And you might say, well, I don't like that food. And they might say, well, have you ever had it before? And you would say, well, no. And they would say, well, how do you know you don't like the food? That's a paradigm. Like even if we look at, the food we eat, why do we eat that food? Did our parents decide or our grandparents? How far do you got to go back in your family tree just to understand why we even eat the food that we eat, right? So paradigms, the way we think about things, the way we see the world, controls what we believe is possible. Okay, so the first thing that I had to do is I had to surround myself with different people, and I had to bring in good ideas from industries outside of real estate. So that's exactly what I did. One of the best things I did is I went to a conference in Los Angeles on direct response marketing, and I got coached up on what direct response marketing was. Direct response marketing, basically, it's different than the types of ads that real estate agents generally run, right? Like we're, taught in real estate school or by our broker to advertise ourselves and to advertise the listings that we have. So basically, what we're promoting is we're promoting what we have, our identity, the company logo, the house that we have. What I learned is what really good marketers do is they understand what it is the buyers and sellers really want. And instead of offering what they have, they're calling out to what it is the buyers and sellers want. And direct response marketing means every time you make an offer based on what the buyers and sellers want, you've got a call to action. So you can actually generate leads and track. You would actually know how much money you made off of every ad, which is important, right? So if I spend $100 on marketing, I want to know, okay, I got a transaction here. I was able to figure out marketing in about 18 months. Now I want you to think about this. So in the first year of real estate, I'm as dumb as a pile of rocks. I think I sold like 12 houses that year, which some people think, well, that's pretty good. But that was sheer effort. I mean, I'm working, 60, 70 hours a week. The next year, after I attend the direct response marketing conference, I go up to 55 transactions. And then the third year, I'm selling hundreds of homes, and I'm named the top RE/MAX agent in the world. Now, the interesting thing is other real estate agents, I've only been in real estate for 3 years. Other agents are coming to me now saying, how did you do this? Here was the cool thing. When I would show other real estate agents how I was doing it, they would go back to their marketplaces and they were starting to get the exact same results that I was getting, which was really important, right? Because that's when I understood that my success that I was having wasn't because of Craig Proctor, the person. It was because of the systematic way that I was approaching this. So I want you, first of all, to think about getting your head on right. What we think about controls what we do, and what we do controls the results that we get, right? So you've got to start hanging around with other people. You've got to start believing that what I'm talking about today here is even possible. Some of you would look at our topic here today, how to create a 7-figure real estate business that runs by itself. And your paradigm might be, I don't even believe that's possible. How could that be possible? Well, in fact, I coach realtors that are making over $1 million in a month. Think about this. How about this to stretch your paradigm? Imagine if we could take your annual income, whatever you're making right now annually, and we could turn that into your monthly income. That's what I help agents do. If you're making $500,000 a year, imagine making $500,000 a month. Once you understand the systematic way to do this, it's scalable. Think about this. Here's an interesting question. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? Like, how many buyers could you work with if it didn't depend on you? And how many listings could you take on if it didn't just depend on you? Now, I'm not suggesting that you're going to run out and hire a bunch of people right away, and that's not how it works. Slowly over time, we teach you who to hire, when to hire, and how you're going to slowly back out of it. So in a few years, you've got exponential growth, but it doesn't, it doesn't depend on you working 50, 60 hours a week. You'll slowly back out of it, just like I did, and just like I've helped thousands of other real estate agents do. So get your head on right. That's your paradigm. That's the first thing that I would work with you on, is what you believe, okay? And I'll give you an example. If I was just to follow you around all day long and I was to look at what you were doing, I could probably, by just following you around and witnessing all day long what you were doing, I could probably guess what your income is. Okay, just by the way you're talking to me about things, what you believe in, and what you're actually doing all day long. I'll give you, this is a free gift. I'm going to give all this to you, by the way. If you guys just want to type into the comments below, free gift. This is an outline on what we're going to talk about here today. Okay, and again, this is all free. I just want to help you. The easiest way to prove to you I can help you is just to actually help you. So if you type into the comments below, free gift, we'll get this to you. But I want to show you something interesting here. By the way, these are the steps to designing your real estate team, okay, which we'll get into. Now, of course, before you, for many of you, you don't need a team yet. What you need is an overflow of business. So don't hear me wrong on this. I'm not suggesting that you run out and hire a bunch of people. We got to scale you up first. Like we've got to get you coached up on lead generation. I want to get you guys in a position where you've got so many leads coming in that you couldn't possibly work with them all. Now think about that. And again, some of you will think, well, that's pie in the sky. No. I want to show you inexpensive, and we call it reverse prospecting, where we get buyers and sellers chasing you instead of you chasing them. So with the Craig Proctor system, you're never making a cold call again. No more cold calling or door knocking. No more sitting in open houses. No more chasing FSBOs or expired listings. All of that goes away when you replace prospecting with an automatic reverse prospecting system. Okay, we call this ARPS. It stands for Automatic Reverse Prospecting System. So we're going to get the marketing up going. We're going to leverage yourself in a couple ways. Let me show you what I wanted to, just by following you around. This is the exercise I'd have you do. So if you order this free report, okay, just type in free gift. You can see here, I'm asking you what you do all day long, and then next to it, what you're worth per hour. So imagine from the time you get up in the morning, you're writing down what you're doing, and to the right of it, what that would be worth per hour. So maybe, I don't know, you're getting keys cut, you're installing the key box, you're taking pictures of houses, you're doing paperwork, you're pulling stuff off MLS. Clearly, this is all stuff that needs to be done, but it doesn't necessarily need to be done by you. So once I get you coached up on the marketing part of it, and you've got a lot of leads coming to you, buyers and sellers coming to you, obviously you don't want to be spending your time running around getting keys cut and doing paperwork and doing $15 an hour work. And it's a good exercise to go through, because many of you are going to realize when you do this, holy crap, I waste a lot of time doing stuff that I could delegate to someone else. Well, think about this. If a realtor made $100,000 a year, and let's say that the realtor worked 50 weeks of the year and they worked 40 hours a week, right? 40 hours a week times 50 weeks is 2,000 hours. If the realtor made 100,000, they're trading 100,000 a year. They're trading 2,000 hours to make the 100 grand. That means the realtor's worth $50 an hour. Well, if they're worth $50 an hour. Why are they at Home Depot getting a key cut? Now, sometimes it's because we think we're control freaks. Let me know in the comments below if this is making sense. Do we have any control freaks with us here today? It used to be, I thought I was the only one that could get the key cut, right? Nobody could do it like me. Nobody could take the picture of the house like me. Nobody can make the feature sheets like me. Folks, we can find better people that'll do these activities who are better than us. I want you folks focusing on the high impact activities. Here's what you're going to focus on. You're going to focus on the lead generation, okay? Calling back the leads, or eventually having people call the leads back for you. And then we're going to duplicate you. I'm going to show you how to hire an agent that can take on the listings and another agent that can work with the buyers. In the beginning, it might be one agent that does both, but as soon as you max yourself out, the next thing we'll do is we're going to max the person you bring on out, and then you're going to hire another one and another one and another one. So basically, we're leveraging. The key word here is leverage. That's how you get rich in real estate. by understanding the concept of leverage. Leverage means getting the maximum result with the least amount of your effort, your time, and your money. That's what leverage is about. So what did Craig Proctor do? How did Craig Proctor go from working all the time, just scraping by, doing what everyone else does, to making millions of dollars a year? One word: leverage. Okay? And I leverage myself in 3 ways. First, I want to leverage you in marketing. Okay? You're not going to run out and hire people yet. Let's get you super busy. Make sense? We cannot do this marketing overflow of great. We can't do it the way you're doing it. Okay? Can't do it. If you want to sell a lot of real estate, you can't just work with friends and people you know. Okay, that's one of the first epiphanies I had. If I want to get rich in real estate, I have to figure out how to do business with strangers. How many of you, let me know in the comments, if you're just dealing with friends and family and people you know, sometimes they're the worst clients, right? Because they won't do what they're told and they always want a deal. So I want to show you inexpensive and highly effective techniques. Remember, I had no money, so I had to figure out inexpensive ways to get strangers to contact me by offering them what they wanted. Okay, so number 1, leverage yourself with marketing. Now, again, before you hire anybody, the next thing you're going to leverage yourself with are systems and technology. So before you run out and you hire anybody, let's implement the right systems and the right technology that will make you, a solo agent, super efficient. Okay, and that's what I did in year 2. I didn't hire anybody yet. In year 2, I started implementing systems, and I go like up to 55 transactions. But the real blowout in my business was turning up the volume on marketing and starting to hire people. The first agent I hired, her name was Lindy, not Linda, Lindy with an E. And she was brand new in real estate. It was my listing, and she brought the offer. And I knew she was really talented, even though she wasn't experienced. We get the offer accepted, we're out in the driveway talking, and I'm complaining about how busy I am. And she's like, well, I don't have any business. Okay, now she said to me, this was her idea. She says, well, why don't I just come and work with you, and I can work with all the overflow buyers and sellers that you're not able to get to. Boom, right? Takes a woman to figure this out. So I said, okay, great idea. So she was very coachable. She comes over, she works with me, and I take her out on my buyer appointments. I take her out on my listing appointments, and she's really good. In a couple weeks, guess what happens? When I send her out on listing appointments, she's pretty much getting the same conversion rate as I'm getting because I coached her up on my presentation. Right? I've got a PowerPoint presentation, and she goes out with me for a couple weeks, and then she's pretty much saying exactly what I would say in the same order, the same way, and she's getting the same results. I got to tell you, folks, what a relief that was for me. Because at this point, I'm working like 60, 70 hours a week. The fact that that Lindy could go work with the buyers and go work with the sellers and pretty much get the same results, I knew I was on to something. Well, it wasn't too long, maybe 18 months into this. Lindy comes into my office, her hair is all over the place. She's like, yeah, man, I can't do this. I had maxed her out. So now I could hire a second, a third. I just kept hiring more people because I had what the agents want, not leads, actual listing appointments and buyer appointments. Could you imagine that? If you called some of the agents that you know and respect in your marketplace, maybe they're good agents like Lindy, but they're struggling, and you said, hey, if you come and you partner up with me, I'm not going to just give you leads, I'll give you actual appointments. So when the leads would come in, I would call the leads, I would send Lindy out on the appointments, I would cherry pick the best listing appointments, I would take the A listings, I'd give her the B's and C's, but pretty soon I had a second licensed agent, a third licensed agent. Do you know that Lindy Black was making over $300,000 a year her first year with me? Now, I was on a 50-50 split with her. So that means she was really making $600, but I'm getting half of it. Well, she was with me for over 20 years. So Lindy made me $6 million, one agent. Now, of course, pretty soon I've got 6 agents, I've got 8 agents. Why do all this? Freedom. Here's what I was able to do. I get the team built up, and one of my goals was always to move to Florida. And so I did that. I moved my family. We bought a beach house on an island. I got the boat. I did the whole thing while the kids were young. My kids were going to school in Florida, and my business is still up in Toronto running. I mean, that's witness to the fact my business just isn't running. I'm the top Remax agent in all of Canada, and I'm not even in the country. I'm in Florida on the beach. So that's the living proof that this works. And I have showed other agents how to do this. I've got a guy in Philadelphia. This is a coaching client of mine for years. His name's Warren Flax. Warren Flax met his wife in Ecuador, marries her, moves back to Ecuador, and a promise he made to his wife is, hey, before the kids get grow up and get too old, we're going to bring him back to Ecuador. He lived there for a year. He lived in Ecuador for a year and had the best year in real estate he ever had while his business is operating independently of him in Philadelphia. So now I have my coaching members, my high-level members. They're opening up expansion offices all over the country. Okay, so many of you know one of my clients is Sarah Reynolds. I think she's the #1 KW agent in the whole world. She does about $2 million in GCI, just using the Craig Proctor system, just scaling it up. And she's got offices, she's in Chantilly, Virginia, but she's got offices in Atlanta, Georgia. She's got offices in Denver and Dallas and all over the place. So, I mean, that really stretches your paradigm, right? That really blows your mind if you think about not only could you have this real business that more or less eventually operates without you in your city, but because it operates without you, you could do it in a whole bunch of cities. Like right now, I could take my Craig Proctor marketing and I could start running my marketing in your marketplace, and I could be sending you referrals. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I would make more money just running my ads in your city and sending you the referrals for 25% referral fee. But I don't do that. I work with realtors to show you how to do this. Now, many of you, by the way, are in my private Facebook group. But if you're not in my private Facebook group, just type in private group into comments. The private Facebook group, folks, we have over 6,000 top realtors inside my private Facebook group. Right now, we're on my business page. We're not in my private group. But if you want all the good stuff, like the stuff we're sharing here, and get coached up on it, it's free of charge, no obligation. Just type in private group, and I'll get you inside that group. Let me show you the other things that are in the handout. So this is an organizational chart. Okay, you're the rainmaker in the middle. And these are all the different positions. You might call them something different, office manager, bookkeeper. But the goal, right now it's only you maybe, right? So the goal is we want to show you how to replace your name in all these different positions. And again, don't freak out. It's not going to happen overnight. But this should be your goal, right? Your goal should be to get your freedom. So my freedom was buying the beach house in Florida and the boat. Like those were great years for my family and I. Nobody can ever take that away from us, right? While my kids were small, I'm making $3 or $4 million a year as a real estate agent. It's operating in Toronto without me. I'm living down in Florida while my kids were young, the boat, the beach, that whole lifestyle. What is your heart's desire? I mean, that's why we've got this real estate business in the first place, right? If your real estate business doesn't make your life better and it doesn't get you closer to your heart's desire, then your business really isn't serving your life. See, many of you got it backwards, right? You're actually a slave to your real estate business, right? Your real estate business controls you. Your real estate business, if it's not done properly, can shut out all the light in your life. So a lot of people ask me, well, why do you still do this, Craig? Because I have realtors call me, not every day, but almost every day, who say, Craig, you changed my life. We're living where we want to live. We get to do what we want to do. And I know money doesn't buy happiness, but it does allow us to do a lot of the things that we want. And you can do more good with money, right, than without money. So if you type into free gift, you're going to get the time of your life worksheet. This is where you're going to write down what you do all day long. I'll give you examples of the organizational chart. Okay. I'll give you my 9-step system. Okay. So for example, it says determine your strengths. We're going to talk about DISC personality. A lot of you know this, right? About the DISC test. This is the test that we're going to give people that want to work with us, so we know what their strengths and weaknesses are. And we're going to be hiring people that are strong in that area. So we're going to use some science here so we can not only attract the right people skill-wise, but we want to make sure they got the right personality type for it. Okay, so we're talking, how do I change my paradigm? Well, start hanging around with people that are doing more than you, for one, right? Continue to come on my training. These trainings are free. And by the way, if you like this, give me a thumbs up right now if you like this training. Also, turn on notifications. If you turn on the notifications on this page, whenever I go live, you'll be notified, and you'll see my stuff. So we got to talk about how to get your head on right. We've got to change your paradigm. A lot of you are making decisions based on where you are right now. You want to learn how to make decisions based on where it is you want to go. Okay? If you keep doing what you're doing, clearly you're going to keep getting the same results. My job is to kind of push you, to think bigger, to introduce you to people that are doing more than you, to share my personal experience with you. So how many millionaire agents would you need to speak to who are telling this story before you say, you know what, I believe this. I believe I can do this. When you become friendly with other Craig Proctor members, that's why you should come to my seminars, by the way. You'll get to meet them. But when you become friendly with them, you'll realize they're just like you. And they've had the same problems that you had in year 1 and year 2 and year 3. But isn't it comforting to know that everything that you want to do in real estate is already been done by thousands of Craig Proctor members right now and before you? By the way, I'd also like to invite you to an upcoming 3-day conference I'm having in Orlando, Florida. How many of you would be interested in attending the conference? It's 3 days with me and my millionaire agents. Now, you don't have to be a millionaire agent to attend. You don't have to be a Craig Proctor member to attend. Anybody can attend as long as you're a real estate agent. If you're interested in the upcoming conference, just type in seminar in the comments below. If you type in the word seminar, we'll follow up with you and we'll get you some information on the upcoming Orlando Craig Proctor conference. It's going to be at the end of July. Okay, I know a lot of you were at the last one in Anaheim, California, but this is our big training. Next big training is going to be end of July in Orlando, Florida. You can come in person, but you can also watch it virtually. Okay, if you're not comfortable or you can't make it in person, it's better in person, obviously, because you get to meet people. And for those of you that are coming in person, definitely you should seek out the people that we're going to have presenters that are making millions of dollars a year. You want to decide who you kind of resonate with. Take them out for lunch, take them out for dinner. You're going to meet these people at the bar every night, become friendly with them, and you're going to realize, you know what? They're no different than I am. Okay, so let's summarize what we talked about here today. Your real estate business should make your life better. Right? If that's not true, you should just quit real estate and you should go get your old job back. Right? The only reason we have a real estate business is the business should do more for you than having a job. Some of you got this backwards. Some of you are thinking, well, look at in corporate America, if you're a fairly decent salesperson in corporate America, if you just had a normal job outside of real estate, they'd probably pay you $100,000, $150,000 a year. They'd probably give you 2 or 3 or 4 weeks of paid vacation. They'd give you a company car, and they would supply all the leads and appointments. You wouldn't be paying for the marketing, right? So if you're in real estate, you got to do better than that. You got to make more than 100 or 150 grand. Because you're doing all the work, you're working weekends, you're working weird hours, you're paying for your own marketing and all your expenses. So why do that? And you don't get any paid vacation. You've got to figure out how to scale your business. So number one thing, nothing that I talked about here today will work unless I get your head on straight. When you come to my conferences, the very first thing I do is I talk about the power of paradigms. I talk about how your belief system may be holding you back. Not on purpose. We all have paradigms. I have a paradigm as well. Believe me, there's all kinds of things in my life when I look back at it that I think to myself, what was I thinking? Right? Fear, anxiety about things, uncertainty. We all have it. It's very normal. So I'm not coming to you like, oh, I don't have this. We all are controlled by these paradigms, our experiences in life, all the crap that's happened to us. But if you want to get to the next level, I got to introduce you to the winners, to the winning paradigm, to the right way to think about things, because the way you think controls what you're going to do. So I could coach you up and teach you exactly what to do. If your head isn't on right, you're not going to accept the information, or you will not act on the ideas. How many of you already have a whole bunch of things that you know you should do that you don't do? Right now, if you didn't attend any of my stuff, you probably have a list of things that you know you should implement in your business. You're already not doing it, right? So the paradigm, getting your head on right, is very, very important. We work on that first. Where you are, where you want to go, and why is this important to you? If you don't clearly understand why it's important to you, you're probably not going to do anything. Okay? Now, what's holding you back? What's holding you back? Why aren't you doing the things that you want to do? Many of you already know what you want to do. What's holding you back? Fear, self-doubt, whatever, what your mother said to you 10 years ago. Who knows, right? But we've got to work on the head stuff first. Then we give you the plan. Okay, the plan is this. It comes down to one word: leverage. Everything that you and I are going to do going forward is about leveraging your business. I wish, you know what? If I was to follow you around, see this plastic ruler? If I was to follow you around and watch what you did all day long, I would be slapping your hand with this ruler because you've got no business doing some of the stuff you're doing. Well, Craig, I can't afford an assistant. Oh, well, guess what? Every time you're getting the keys cut, you're running around taking pictures, running around doing paperwork, you are the assistant. If you don't have an assistant, you actually are the assistant. You say, well, I want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. No. Every time you're running around doing that stuff, you know what you're telling the world? You're telling the world you're worth $15 an hour. So you can't have it both ways. If you want to be a top producing agent, if you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you don't want to work 60 or 70 hours a week, something's got to give. Here's what's going to give. All the dumb stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and you know you shouldn't be doing it. Okay, you are not the only one that can take a picture of a house. So we're going to work on what you do and where you focus and what you're no longer doing, and we're going to delegate that. Then we're going to totally change your marketing. Okay, your marketing, no more dumb advertising. No more advertising your logo or, the problem with advertising a house is a lot of people that call you don't want that house, right? So you get an ad call or sign call, here's how the call goes. They ask you how many bedrooms or the price or whatever, and you think you're being a good agent, right? So you tell them all about the property, and at least 90% of the time, I don't have to ask, I know, I've been in the trenches doing this for 20 years, 90% of the time, when you get an ad call or a sign call, the prospect says, thanks, but no thanks. That house is too big, it's too small, it's in the wrong location or whatever, and they want to hang up on you. You see, when they eliminate the house, they also want to eliminate you. That's why just advertising your listings is not a great idea, because advertising your listing, I don't care how beautiful the house is, advertising the listing has tiny, narrow appeal. Tiny, narrow appeal. You don't want to advertise something that hardly anyone wants. You want to advertise something that every buyer wants, right? If you owned a store and you were limited both with your shelves in your store, what would you choose to do? Would you say, well, in my store, I'm going to stock the shelves with items that hardly anyone wants? No, you wouldn't do that. You would say, I'm going to stock the shelves of my store with items, products that everyone wants. So I want to teach you how to make universal offers. Does that make sense? It won't cost you any more money in marketing and advertising to offer something that everyone wants instead of doing what all the other agents do. Advertise the Remax balloon, or, if you're husband and wife, spouses selling houses, or if you like to golf, there's a picture of you in your golf bag, or just laundry listing a bunch of stuff like, I really want your business. I work hard, integrity. I'm going to get you the highest price. The same old that everyone else is saying. Look, you guys know this is true, and it's not your fault. In real estate school, they don't teach you how to market yourself. They teach you how to get your real estate license, right? Your broker. You've been with all these companies, maybe. Have they ever taught you? This is, by the way, what I believe the brokers and the franchises should be doing. They should be teaching you how to get business. You get your real estate license, and, it's almost like, well, build it and they come. That's what happened to me. I get my license. Oh, great. I've got my real estate license. But I didn't know how to get customers. Even the best salesperson in the world will starve to death without a steady stream of buyers and sellers. So this is the void that I fill in the real estate industry. I am the only guy that has been coached up and trained on direct response marketing. Everyone else is talking about, referrals or cold calling or door knocking, or they're teaching you nothing at all. So this is not something that's defective with you. Believe me, this is something that can be learned, okay, and can be studied. And this is not a you problem, okay? This is a situation that we all have when we get into the business. In year one, I was failing. Had I not got lucky and stumbled on to some good people and some good advice, maybe I wouldn't even be in real estate anymore, okay? So I have been in the trenches 25 years. This is why this is important to all of you. Would you rather learn from someone that's been in real estate, actually in real estate for 25 years, that made millions of dollars, top RE/MAX agent in the world for all this, or would you rather learn from somebody that's never had a real estate license? Or how about this? There's a lot of these coaches today that are failed realtors. They weren't even very good at this, and they're like, well, maybe I'll be a coach. Maybe that's easier. Okay, the market is flooded with wannabes and freshly minted coaches, often giving bad advice. Here's what I believe, because I've been doing this for 25 years. I've helped thousands and thousands of agents. I understand you. That's important, right? For somebody to help you, they have to first understand you. Someone that's never had a real estate license, I'm not going to name names. Some of these big trainers, they've never made millions of dollars selling real estate. That's why when you ask them the specific how-tos of how do I do this, they can't answer it. They can talk at the 40,000 foot level in generalities, but they can't give you the nitty gritty details like I can of exactly how to do this. So if this makes sense to you guys, again, smash the thumbs up, give me a like on this, like this page, and I want to offer you a free call with my team and I. Okay, let's get started with this. You're still watching this because this makes sense, right? I'm the only one that cares about how real estate agents can have what they want in their life, which is a life. Okay, not just a bunch of money making 80 hours a week. I want you to have your version of living on Florida and the beach and the boat. What's your version of that? Let me help you do that. Here's what you should do. You should book a call with me. If someone could type into the comments below, proctorcall.com. So my name, proctorcall.com. That's a clickable link. When you click it, you're going to go to my Acuity Day Timer, and you're going to book your call. Book a day and a time that works for you. Let's jump on a call. This is not a big sales pitch or anything like that. I want to ask you a bunch of questions about where you are now, what you're doing, and then I'll give you my advice on what you should change. Now, if I give you this advice and it starts to work, then you're going to say, well, you know what? I think Craig Proctor can help me. If you jump on a call and you don't get massively huge benefits from it, then yeah, we're not going to work together. But what if this is true? What if I did come into real estate with no sales experience, right? No marketing experience. And within 3 years, I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world, in the entire world, within 36 months of having my license. What if it is true that I've helped 30,000 agents make more money, have more time, have more freedom in their lives? What if it's true that I coach the top real estate agents from every franchise in cities all over the United States and Canada? I will give you their names. You can have conversations about them. And remember, these are not agents that came to me already making millions of dollars. I see a lot of coaches doing that. They call coaches, they call agents that are already making millions of dollars a year, and they say, "Oh, would you like to be on my panel?" Okay, as if they caused the agent to be successful. No. I'm talking about agents that came to me that were making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. When Sarah Reynolds came to me, she was doing okay. She was making $300,000. Her and her mother, Debbie. Last year, she made over $20 million, and I think they're operating in 6 or 8 cities. Okay, you can do this, folks. Okay, you can do. You just need someone to explain it to you, someone to encourage you, someone to help you get rid of this self-doubt. It starts with a call. Proctorcall.com. That's where all good things happen, right? Let's just have a conversation. Conversation's free. There's no downside to this. If you love what I have to say, you might decide, you know what, I want to work with Craig, and I would love that. That would be great. And if you're not impressed, you say, yeah, this is not for me. But the fact that you're still with me here tells me this is making sense to you. So again, if you want the free gift, okay, that lays out the plan on how to get started, type in free gift in the comments. If you want to join my private Facebook group, it's called Rich Agent Secrets. And you can do that by typing invitation or private group into the comments. And my conference, my big seminar that's coming up in Orlando, this will fill out very quickly. Okay, this is good. We're gonna have about, I'm gonna say somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 realtors in attendance. Type in the word seminar in the comments below, and also we'll put a clickable link in there. Okay, and you'll be able to go straight to the conference material. So look, folks, did you find this helpful? Again, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what city you're in, what city and state you're in. Maybe we can get you some referrals going your way. But if you enjoyed this, like this page, okay? Smash the blue thumbs up button, and you can share this content with other agents that you might think could benefit from this. Maybe you even want to share this with your broker owner, because I know your broker wants to help other real estate agents. So you can hit the share button and share it with other realtors. I want to thank you so much for being with me today. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did as well. And we'll see you again next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Take care. Have a great day. This is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are 2 important things, and both are totally free. Number 1 is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.